Welcome back to Sustainable Energy. Today, we're taking a look at how buildings and the construction industry can decarbonize, something the UN says is critical to achieve climate change goals. One way the industry could help would be to turn to nature-based solutions. It's time to head to Bali to take a look at how companies there are using bamboo to build some pretty impressive structures.
In this remote part of Bali, where jungle and rice fields meet, lies a place made of bamboo. It's called Green Village.
It feels wonderful to touch something that has texture. I love that the nodes are all irregular. It's just got a really natural and comfortable feeling. It's called Dendrocalamus asper niger, and it's a black version of the bamboo that we use in so many of our projects. It's quite rare.
Laura Hardy's team designed all of the 18 houses here. This, she says, came as a natural evolution after she'd drawn the plans of the nearby Green School, founded by her father. Both projects were built with bamboo, which is in fact a type of grass that grows easily and in large quantities on the island.
In the forest, for a bamboo pole to mature, it takes 3 to 4 years. And on top of that, it's growing within a clump that's just sending up a new generation of shoots every year for decades. So there's no replanting. This house, the day that it was completed, it was made out of material none of which existed 5 or 6 years before. And only rainwater and sunlight and a lot of care of human hands to create it into this building could create a whole house.
You know, it hasn't been chopped, it hasn't been cured, it hasn't been compressed. It is exactly how it was grown. And the houses are open, so you're letting nature in. And when you let nature in, then that changes the game on everything.
Wood is rare on the island, and local communities have been using bamboo for centuries. But just an hour's drive north of Green Village, it's starting to run low. According to Global Forest Watch, Bali lost 16,000 acres of tree cover in primary forests between 2001 and 2018. A local environmental group, Bali Regreen, is working on bamboo reforestation.
This is the 3-stage, right? The same bamboo in 3-stage. This is very young one. This is not more than 2 weeks. This is probably about, a couple of months already. And then this one already maybe about 3 years. It's really depend on what you're going to use the bamboo for. If you're going to use bamboo for the strength, for building material, stuff like that, you would use this. But if you're going to use it for weaving, handicraft, need to be more flexible, and you take the younger one.
Bali Regreen has already replanted 30,000 bamboos. The team also shows the locals the best ways to harvest them.
We're trying to tackle the 3 issues with bamboo. First is providing enough protection for the land. Usually the bamboo growing in the place like this. Most likely going to be landslide and stuff like that. So if we put the bamboo over here, they're protecting from there. And then bamboo also could be raising the water level. That's the ecological vision. And then we have the cultural vision, providing enough material so it could be helping the existence of the skill and culture of bamboo. And the last one, economic vision. There's a lot of money in bamboo.
In 2012, Laura Hardy founded a design studio dedicated to bamboo buildings and furniture. It now employs 50 creative designers, architects and engineers. So how do they make this piece of lightweight material as strong and resistant as steel or cement?
Our bamboo is treated already with a kind of boron solution. That is the process to release all the sugar content inside of bamboo, so the bugs doesn't want to eat that. We are using this material, so we are reducing other material that maybe need to produce with high energy consumption.
There are 1,500 species of bamboo, some of which can thrive in temperatures of -30 degrees Celsius. It's also earthquake-proof. This means Ibuku could expand their exports to Europe or North America with additional treatment. And that Balinese know-how is already going global. Ibuku recently completed a project in South Africa.
By working with craftsmanship, we're keeping those skills alive and enhancing them. And just putting a lot of the love of human hands into a project. So I'm proud of that.
Bamboo housing is growing in popularity in Southeast Asia and Latin America, but a lack of experience of using bamboo to build homes and old construction codes could be why it's not been a popular building material in the Northern Hemisphere yet. Well, we're back with our expert, Christina Gamboa, the CEO of the World Green Building Council. We should talk about energy demand. Obviously, somewhere like Bali, lovely and warm, certainly warmer than here in London. The International Energy Agency says that energy used for space cooling, so that's air conditioning and the like, rose 33% in the 8 years from 2010. So how can residential buildings reduce their energy demand?
So, first and foremost, back to basics, that we remember the importance of passive design and getting natural ventilation in first and foremost, wherever possible. We even are seeing buildings put up in London that are addressing natural ventilation, so it can be done. In the future, there's going to be a revolution. Buildings are going to produce more energy than what they need, and we're going to be able to store it and share energy between buildings.
What about existing buildings? How can landlords and owners of those be encouraged to make them more efficient?
The key thing is to have information, because you can't manage if you don't have data. We do have, let's say, out there in the market, green loans, green mortgages, but we have to untap first. How are we going to improve? So we can demonstrate, let's say, the benefits, and then we can have other sorts of incentives to scale that up. And I think most people do not know that if their buildings are not fit for purpose, they're losing money. And that they can also contribute to climate action through improving the quality of how they use energy in their homes and reduce, of course, demand and support, let's say, this movement going forward.
Christina, thank you. Do stay with us, because when we return, we head to Canada to meet an architect who wants us to think differently about the way we build skyscrapers.
The products we make are really big engineered products. They allow us to build really big buildings, in fact, skyscraper buildings.